Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome once again, boys and girls, to another one of the analysis slash reaction video that we always have on the channel. This time it's for Blacklist International versus Echo PH. So before we get into the game, though, I do want to tell you guys a little bit about something. Now, I have posted this on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook, Twitter, but I haven't said it on a video yet. All right. So currently, 10th of October. Oh, technically today, yeah, is the 11th of October. 11th of October, 2022. You guys can now go and vote for the best talent in Indonesia, right? Best talent Indonesia, best talent English Indonesia, and also you guys can go and vote for like the most improved player, rising player, MVP regular season. If you guys want to vote for your regular season MVP and the first team, go ahead as well. Link will be in the description below right here. I'll send you guys, well, there will be two links. There's going to be one for Facebook Messenger and one for TikTok. The easier one is TikTok because you just need to click on vote, but on Messenger, it's Bahasa Indonesia. So if you want to use Messenger, go ahead and check my post out on Twitter and Facebook because I have instructions on how you can vote. But without further ado, I think it's time to actually for you guys to go and vote first. Actually, no, go and vote right now. All right, I'll wait for it. Go and click the link down below, the TikTok link, and click on the vote. You know, preferably vote for me, vote for Mirko for best talent, right? I want that trophy. But all right, there you go. We're gonna jump straight into the game right here, boys and girls, and instantly, let's take a look at the draft real quick. In terms of just, well, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? Because I know the results already. 2-0 Blacklist, but I don't know how they got the victory, right? So it's going to be interesting to see, and obviously I will be reacting to it. Right here, though, it's a very standard draft from Blacklist International, like their standard. It's not standard for any other team except for them, but they prioritize the Barats and the Estes. They go for 3 bands that can really just destroy clumped up teams, right? Like them. They like going for the clumped up plays, the Ube strat. So yeah, these just really solid bands, but they leave out a whole lot open actually, right? The Faramis, the Balmond, that's not banned at all right here. And even the Fanny. Usually we see the Fanny ban in Indonesia, always. And here you're up against Carl TZ. Now going for the Fanny ban is because, well, you know, Blacklist International really understands how to counter Fanny. There's a little strat as well that they do, and there you go, the Fanny comes up. I think this is actually a good bait by Blacklist International. You know, like they didn't ban the Fanny. They went for these heroes like the Farsa, the heroes that should do bad against the Fanny. They leave it open. And Echo, knowing they have Carl TZ, why not, right? Just go pick it up. Their composition is kind of squishy though. Now that I'm looking at it, they have a lot of damage output, but it's a very squishy composition, right? The Paquito is the only one who can really not tank, but is he sustainable, right? I mean, the Mathilda is going to be a tank, but Mathilda Roam isn't that tanky. Very flexible, very high mobility. You can escape from a lot of these engages, but it's still not as tanky as the regular tanks, right? The pure tank. So they don't really have a pure frontliner. Their composition doesn't need a pure frontliner because they have a Fanny and a Paquito. They're going to try to like make this the skirmishes very, very messy. And the fact that they have the Faramis kind of enables this kind of composition as well, right? If you want to go for squishy compositions, Faramis helps a lot with the Cult Altar. But I don't know. Looking at Blacklist composition, when they're grouped up, I really don't think Echo can like melt them down, right? Maybe I might be wrong. Maybe they do, and maybe Blacklist wins in another way. But neutral objective control should be in the hands of Blacklist International. And they also have a 1-1 Melissa lane. With the help of the Estes, 1-1 should be able to have a good time in lane as well. Not that bad of a time up against Melissa. We have a pause here. I think we're gonna skip over to the game so we can dissect it a bit more. All right. There you go. All right, we're back. 27 seconds in. Carl TZ on the high and dry. Oh, interesting. Okay, Carl TZ high and dry Fanny. Everything else seems pretty normal. Demon Slayer as well. Coming in from Venus. I mean, not Venus. Wise. Yeah, pretty standard start to the game, you know, in terms of pathing as well. What's interesting is Wise chose to go for orange buff first, right? Didn't go for purple buff first, went for orange buff first. I mean, he is about Barat, so he doesn't need that purple buff. So it's not that interesting, but it's just something to note down, right? Because his pathing here, he finishes up towards top, but he rotates down below. That's very interesting. I guess the reason he's going for that is because with the orange buff, he can actually clear faster, right? With the buff that it gives. So with that, he actually is able to maneuver around the map a bit faster because he clears better with the orange buff first. And he goes bot again, something that Blacklist always do. When I think in every game that I've analyzed, and they do this so well too. They always maneuver to the gold lane first to clear up the waves. Wise and Venus just comes in. Venus usually just waits in the bush, opens up the map a little bit, or just stays in a good position depending on what hero. Here he's on Estes, so he's just chilling right in the bush, opening up the map, and Wise actually clears it out. Fun little fact: a lot of people still don't know this, but Wise will not get gold or XP at all when he clears your wave. All right, the jungler will not get any XP or gold when he clears it. It will all go to the XP laner or the gold laner if you're there. So keep that in mind. If your jungler clears, don't be too mad. Good play by Sanford though. My god. Oh my god, good jukes. Oh, Sanford. Clean. But yeah, as expected, neutral objective control. This is what their composition is kind of built for, right? They roam together to get the control, and they have a utility jungler with them. Carltizia though, I don't think this is going to be a kill. No, definitely not. Edward's actually going to be able to win that trade. Just definitely not good here. So Echo are really struggling at this point. They have no winning lanes anywhere on the map. Top side, bottom side, even mid lane is getting shoved in constantly because of the Varsa Faramis matchup. Faramis needs to get a very good pick. Like, he needs to use that Shadow Stampede very intelligently to actually win this matchup. Yeah, it's just really good. This is typical Blacklist though. Like, this is what they do best, right? They use that jungle roam control to help every single lane. And Wise is already a level up. Just from the turtle, yeah, but also just from the pathing. His pathing is always just so good. Again, helps clear the mid lane, just so that Haji can roam even more. And this is something that a lot of junglers don't do, right? They don't go to clear because, I don't know why, a lot of people are still think that junglers should not clear. You should at this point, right? I mean, you're not getting any gold or XP. You're kind of just helping people out, helping your laners out to get more control on the map. And Blacklist are the team that does this the best, right? Like, they always just rotate Wise around there. And now they're gonna go for the purple buff. This is what you want to do against a Fanny. Let's see. All right, doesn't get it. Carltizia actually wins out that retry battle somehow. But this, yeah, definitely. Oh, this is very, very scary here. Wise is still not dead. How? Wait, no way, Wise? How is no one dead? What the heck? And Oheb's gonna get a kill here. Has Inspire as well. Man. That was crazy. What the heck? Man. Damn, that was so good, dude. That was so well played by Blacklist International. I'm thinking about what Echo could have done better there. I guess the only thing I could say is they should have gone for Venus, but in those situations when you have Edward coming in as well, he had the Petrify, he used it as well, so you're not really going to be able to touch Venus there. Very good positioning from Venus, and also very good zoning and positioning from Wise, right? If he wasn't there in that position, he was just in the perfect spot. He could soak in damage, he could deal damage, and he's also zoning the members away from Venus. And again, they're just using this map control to go bot. Oh my god. Yeah, we had to flicker there. Yeah, just not good at all, honestly, right now for Echo. Like, they can't really do much. They don't have a single winning lane. Edward's just popping off on this Benedetta. And technically everyone's just popping off, right? Edward though. Oh man.
My goodness. Imagine you spent that much effort to put him low, gets healed back up. And more importantly,
That's very frustrating because it always feels like Venus is at the right place at the right time every single time, right? It's so hard to catch any of the members from Blacklist. And if you take a look at the items as well, it's really good itemization, honestly, from the Wan. He wasn't winning. I mean, he is a winning lane technically because of just all the rotations that they've been doing towards bottom side, but he was being bullied. He's actually, yeah, he got bullied quite a lot by Benny early on, even though he was winning. So he goes for the steel like plates first, which is a very good item. 500 gold, most value item in the game. 35 physical defense. That's insane. It's a broken item, so it's just a solid item here. You're up against a Fanny, you're up against a Paquito and a Melissa. A lot of damage output physically, so getting that, even though you're winning, is it's a good deal for yourself. And here as well, right? It's just so good by Blacklist. They're splitting up the map really well this time. They're not sticking together that much. It's just Venus sticking with Oheb, but Wise is already very independent now, right? He's 3 levels. Oh my god, 3 levels up on Carl. That's why you don't see Venus roaming around with him anymore.
Somehow skirt damage in some way, and apparently the power of all my Venus's heals is enough.
All right, so okay, shout out to KB because he was the first one who told me about this, because he actually told me about this the first time Blacklist did it. But here we're seeing it again. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this is just something that's pretty darn insane, right? This is pretty crazy, and it's kind of a risky move technically. But yeah, if you take a look at the map, guys, I'm gonna be drawing on the map here. Wise has his purple buff, right? Wise has his purple buff, but his purple buff is still up. That means he didn't clear the small one. So the small one is still there. He's leaving it there so that the Fanny can't actually go to the to his jungle to pick it up. He clears it up, gets the buff, and he rotates instantly towards the enemy purple buff. So by doing this, he's just going to be playing for this purple buff. His own purple buff won't be spawning anymore. This one will be respawning, and this is the only one Wise will take the entire game. It literally just prevents the Fanny from doing any cross map plays towards that enemy jungle to take that purple buff. And again, shout out KB because he actually said this in the regular season midway through. He told me about it, and I was like, that's pretty crazy, right? And I guess that's why they just keep on leaving the Fanny. They know how to deal with the Fanny right now. Yeah, you see, right? Like now they don't really need to care about that top side anymore, or yeah, at all. They can just play around here constantly in the bottom side, and Carl Teasy's not going to be able to actually go to that purple buff. Even if he does, it's just a little creep. You're not going to get the purple buff. So it just stops him. This only works if you are ahead though. Like if you guys try to do this against a Fanny who is when you're behind up against a Fanny that's ahead, this is not going to work because Fanny's just going to destroy you. All right, he's going to take her purple buff and you're not going to have your own purple buff. But if you are ahead, like here, Wise is holy shit, he's 3 levels ahead. Yeah, this is just a good strategy. And now the Ube strat starts, right? They group up in the middle, and everyone just gets picked off one by one. Even if they don't, already so many resources burnt out already. Blacklist can just choose to go back to the lanes, and the fact that they're already so ahead, they're forcing Echo to group up in mid. It's already brilliant, right? And I think this is why the Ube strat works so well. Usually, if they played, let's say Blacklist play their lanes normally. Let's take a look at the map again, okay? Once they're ahead, they play the lanes normally. They send everyone towards their lanes. It's going to actually give the enemy team a little bit more chance and opportunity, I guess, to come back in the game because they're going to be farming as well, right? When you shove your waves there and you stay in your lanes, that's what's going to happen. The enemy team will be clearing out the same waves you're shoving in, right? But how Blacklist does it is the Ube strat works so well because they go and clear their waves, right? They go and clear their waves in the side lanes completely. They shove it in and they instantly group up mid. So what this creates is it practically forces Echo to make a decision, right? Do their side laners want to stay in the side lanes to grab the minion waves that's being shoved in, or do they want to help and defend mid where Blacklist are grouping up, or do they want to help and contest turtle? Because Blacklist does this with a lot of objectives, right? Not just the mid lane turret. Even when the turtle's up, they'd go for the turtle like this. When the lord is up, they go for the lord like that. And again, why this is so beneficial for Blacklist International is because when Echo does this, Blacklist automatically already win, right? Think about it this way. Bottom side is shoving in because Benedetta and 1-1 have cleared it out. So there's a full wave, blue side wave coming into the red side, and it's going to crash onto the turret. If no members or no side laners from Echo PH respond to that, that's a whole mini wave of gold and XP gone, right? So just Echo staying in mid, growing to mid instead of clearing out the waves means that they're automatically losing. In terms of gold and XP, Blacklist have them beat, right? But if they stay, let's say the side laners stay in the gold lane, in the XP lane, mid lane charge is going to fall. No way you're going to be able to defend 5v3 against this composition, right? And that's why it works so well. It's such a good strategy when you're ahead. It's a good strategy when you're behind as well, honestly, because you use that numbers advantage to come back, right? And that's why they prioritize those strong side laners, and they play towards their weak side really well too. Blacklist. Usually you want to play towards your strong side. If you have a winning lane, like let's say you have a 1-1 Layla lane, you want to try to play for the 1-1 every single time, right? Because the 1-1's winning, you want to get that advantage. You want to buff that advantage even more just by ganking him constantly. Oh wow, Carlteasy actually... What? Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? How did that happen? Wise was 3 levels ahead of Carl. All right. See, it's just so stressful. Take a look at the side waves again. This is what I was talking about. Take a look at the side waves, guys. This Ube strat, right? They clear out those side waves, they shove it in, and this time actually this is another level of it, right? They didn't shove it completely. They actually are slow pushing it. Because you can see, they can actually go for a shove again. Edward can just go for a shove again, but they don't care. They're slow pushing it right here so that 2 waves actually crash, and they keep on crashing like this. So Echo are going to lose even more if they keep on trying to defend mid. And this is why every single game you can see that, oh wow, how is Oheb 2 levels ahead of Benny? How is Edward a level ahead of the Paquito? This is the reason, right? Super impressive to watch. And he just chains in so well as well, right? Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, and that's why, like, sometimes, well, back in the day, I was so confused, right? Because every team who faced Blacklist, they play really weird. Not every, but a lot of teams, they play really weird. They're like, oh, why do they keep on going in here? It's because of that. If they don't go in, they're going to be losing either way. Like, they need to find a win in the team fight in the mid lane if they group up. If not, then they're gonna lose gold and XP from the sides, and at the same time it creates just more space for Blacklist to rotate and to siege down your turrets, right? Because right as they take down the mid turret, they can push over to the top side because the waves are there. The bottom side as well, very easy to go for, and they don't do it. They just let them clear because they've already created a slow push there. It's constantly going to be pushing towards Echo, and Blacklist just get free lord. So it's very good setup. It's good. It's just good setup, right? It sets up a rotation, sets up a siege, sets up a forced error for the enemy team to group up in mid when they do group up as well with the Ube strat. And yeah, that's how they dictate games. That's why games, a lot of people say that Blacklist games are boring because they're just so good at doing this. At this point, you're really suffocating your opponents, right? You are not giving your opponents any room to play. They are not playing Mobile Legends right now. They're playing tower defense.
Lane for lane, roll for roll, Blacklist has trumped Echo.
Yeah, this lineup is screaming out class.
Yeah, man, and this is so good too, right? The way they use the setup, because it's one thing just setting up for the waves, setting up the waves, but it's another thing on how do you utilize the waves. Just take a look at this wave right here that hasn't been touched at all. By the way, hasn't been touched at all. Not a single member has touched this lane since the siege, all right? So we're going to go back pretty far. When the mid base turret is still alive, right here, you can see the wave, okay? Down below, it's slow pushing. right? It's slow pushing, and keep on looking at the bottom wave here as I skip through the time. It's always slow pushing. Here, you can see the Melissa is trying to just get rid of it, shove it in. But the thing is, with this kind of format, it's, again, going to slow push towards Echo PH. So what does Blacklist do? Do they shove it? No. They see it, and they're like, you know what? It's already good for us. We're going to use that for the push. We get the Lord. We don't even care about that top side yet. We clear the mid wave so that we can go towards the bottom side, right? Now that why are they doing this? Why aren't they slow pushing this too, Mirko? Why aren't they building up the waves with the next wave that's coming? Why? Well, it's because they want to get rid of the turret passive, right? The little clear that the turret does here. You can see it. They clear, they shove the wave instantly with the pre-slow push that they did. Here, the built-up wave, it comes in, turret passive gone, and this just creates, again, another opportunity for Blacklist International to actually look for the elimination onto the turret with the next wave. Mid lane turret comes in, Blacklist don't need to care about that bottom side because it's going to be good anyways, right? They focus to the mid, why? Because bot side is gone, it's done. Minions can actually take that. So they just go here, they look for a fight, and let's say Echo are able to defend this. Blacklist just go bot. It's just so good, right? And then, you see? They go bot, they clear it out, they use the mini wave down below. They don't even need to care about this anymore because they've already won. With the first Lord, it's value just getting tier 2s. The entire tier 2, leaving the base is fine with the first Lord. The fact that they can actually get 2 base turrets with the first Lord before the first Lord even is insane. And here, they're just forcing a fight. A lot of people have been telling me, right? Mirko, don't analyze this game because this game is also a stomp. No, it is a stomp, but how they get that stomp up against Echo is super impressive, right? You need to talk about this because, sure, stomps are boring, but if you look at it right here, it's not the normal kind of stomp. It wasn't just individual 1v1s that made the stomp happen, right? It was just a culmination of little things. Again, Blacklist that they are doing together, and at this point, Echo can't do anything. That's why they keep on fighting. It just feels, yeah, it's so stressful if you're up against Blacklist, and it really takes the morale out of your team, right? Imagine losing this way. You've done your best in every single position, even like, look, Carl Tzi's been popping off without a purple buff on Fanny, and he's still losing. When you get destroyed on a Fanny, when you're doing everything right, how are you not frustrated? How are you not stressed? Bringing in this kind of game or this kind of result to game 2 is almost impossible, man. Your mentality's broken. Blacklist are so good at destroying your mental like that. They are masterminds. Man, it's... God damn. It's so impressive to watch. And that's why, you know, Blacklist games are very fascinating to me. Because it's... A lot of people say it's boring, but for me, it's not boring. Okay? Oh, man. It was just insane to watch, man, honestly, right? This has to be one of the shortest analysis or reaction segments ever. Well, not shortest. I think 23 minutes is fine. But there's just so much to dissect in a very fast game. Again, they ended that with First Lord, guys. They ended this game with First Lord. But the 12-minute game, it's the fastest game time we've ever analyzed in our channel. But the fact that I can talk for way more than the game time just shows that there's so much to dissect in this game, right? From how they are able to, I don't know, KB calls it buff freezing, where they actually, you know, stop the buff take, the purple buff take. So buff freezing, the wave manipulation, which was absolutely insane. How they're utilizing the wave as well. It's very smart, right? They never rush into situations. They never play autopilot. It doesn't seem like they've ever autopiloted in any of the games that I've casted in any of the games I've analyzed Blacklist International. And yeah, I guess that's it, you know, for game number 1. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 1. Again, cast your votes for the best English talent, best Indonesian talent, and all the votes. MVP regular season. There's so many things you need to vote for here. So go ahead and check it out, all right? Go ahead, check it out. in the link below. There's a TikTok link, and the TikTok link is the easier one. You should go for that one. And on that note, I guess we're going to end the video right here. Like the video. Tell me what you think in the comments as well. If you disagree with some of my points, or if I missed some points in the video that you guys caught on to, do tell me. I'm a human too. Make mistakes. And subscribe to the channel, obviously, if you guys want to see more of this type of content. Let's go to the next game. You guys can click on the next game as well, like right here, before you leave. So, peace out.